Welcome to Matador News. I'm Teresa Barrientos.
And I am Brenda Cruz.
President Obama has formally asked Congress for authorization of a 3-year military campaign against the terrorist group ISIS. The plan does not authorize ground operations, but does give the president the power to send American forces to hunt down enemy leaders and rescue U.S. personnel. The current and former speakers of the House have differing opinions.
I'm not sure that the strategy that's been outlined will accomplish the mission the president says he wants to accomplish.
We hope to have bipartisan support for something that would limit the power of the president, but nonetheless protect the American people in a very strong way.
If approved, the proposal will be the first time Congress has authorized the president's use of force since 2002. Obama is expected to make a statement this afternoon.
In Yemen, the United States, Britain, and France have closed their embassies and evacuated staff as the security situation worsens. The Shiite militants firmly took power last week. Armed Houthi rebels have seized more than 20 embassy vehicles after U.S. ambassadors and diplomats have left the country earlier today. The Marines destroyed heavier weapons before departing, but several other weapons are believed to be in possession of the rebels.
A man has been arrested for the fatal shootings of 3 Muslim students. The shootings took place near the University of North Carolina. Police say the incident escalated from a parking dispute. 2 of the 3 victims were newlyweds. Muslims around the world have expressed outrage at the lack of media coverage. The fact that the students were Muslim is leading many people to believe the shootings were a hate crime. A Facebook page called Our 3 Winners has been made to commemorate the victims.
Former Marine Corporal Eddie Ray Routh will plead not guilty by reasons of insanity to the murder of former Navy SEAL Chris Kyle. Kyle's life is the basis of the blockbuster movie American Sniper. Routh confessed to the murder shortly after he shot and killed Kyle and his friend. Routh said that he had to kill them and take their souls before they took his. Months before the attack, Routh's relatives told the authorities that he suffered from PTSD. This trial, expected to take 2 weeks, doesn't decide guilt, just whether Routh was legally insane at the time of the murder. If convicted, Routh will be sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Family and friends are mourning the recent news of Kayla Mueller's death. The terrorist group ISIS had held Mueller captive in Syria since 2013. Her family received photos of her body in a burial shroud. The family also released a letter from Mueller in which she described her captivity. Mueller told family she and other female captives were not beaten or sexually assaulted. Mueller was 26 and had been working there with multiple charities.
The Powerball jackpot is $500 million today. It's the 3rd biggest Powerball and the 5th largest prize in U.S. history. The cash after taxes would be more than $300 million. The drawing is tonight at 10:59. People are lining up to buy the tickets, but the chances of winning are about 1 in 176 million. The odds of dating a supermodel are much higher.
Matador News reporter Victor Park is live in the newsroom with the latest on sunny skies and windy weather.
Teresa, high temperatures in Santa Ana winds are expected through the week. What are the Santa Ana winds? CSUN geography professor Julie Laity has that answer.
Typically, those winds move over the mountains or through the passes. They've already passed over the Mojave Desert, so they're quite dry. They continue to dry as they descend in elevation into our area. And because of this, the processes associated with it, they also get warm.
There will be above average temperatures and very windy conditions through Saturday. Most places will see the mid to upper 80s. The National Weather Service has issued a high wind warning across much of Los Angeles and Orange counties. These winds can make driving conditions difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. We may even see several downed trees and power lines by the end of the week. Fortunately, there aren't any red flag warnings yet. Cooler temperatures are expected for the next week. Guys, back to you.
Now let's toss to Janayle Ruiz with sports.
Thanks, Brenda. The Chicago Little League team is being stripped of its national baseball championship. Coach Jackie Robinson West admits he falsified the boundary map and used players against the local area. The Great Lake team manager has been suspended. As a result, the title has been awarded to Mountain Ridge League from from Las Vegas. Greg Popovich becomes the 9th NBA coach to win 1,000 games. Popovich has been head coach of the San Antonio Spurs since 1996. The Spurs are currently 33-19. They will play the Pistons in Detroit today. Los Angeles Laker Nick Young owes his team for being late to the Denver Nugget game last night. Head coach Byron Scott fined him $1,500 for his tardiness. Young's excuse is a dolphin attacked him. Young says that happened while vacationing with girlfriend Iggy Azalea in Cabo San Lucas. The Lakers are on the 6-game losing streak. The next game is tonight against the Portland Trailblazers. Patriot quarterback Tom Brady has kept his promise to give his Super Bowl MVP truck to Malcolm Butler. Butler received the Chevy for his winning interception in the last seconds of the game against the Seattle Seahawks. Malcolm Butler, who made the team as an undrafted free agent, says he will use the car to replace his current ride. And now to business with Ashton Smith.
The United States says the Chinese government unfairly subsidizes exports in 7 industries. The U.S. says the subsidies violate World Trade Organization rules. The Office of the U.S. Trade Representative said China designates certain export companies to receive free or discounted services. The U.S. said China paid the suppliers almost $1 billion over 3 years to provide the services. The move is the first step toward bringing a formal case against China. Rite Aid has agreed to buy pharmacy benefit manager Envision RX for about $2 billion. Envision RX processes mail-order prescriptions and handles bills for prescriptions filled at retail pharmacies. It is projected to have revenue of about $5 billion this year. Rite Aid hopes the purchase will help them compete with national players like Express Scripts Holding Company and rival drugstore operator CVS. And now back to Janayle with health.
Chronic fatigue syndrome will get a new name after the Institute of Medicine came up with new ways to diagnosing the disease. Symptom exertion intolerance disease, or SEID, will be the new name with the core symptoms of fatigue taken into consideration. The new way to diagnose the illness calls on doctors to set 5 main symptoms as the criteria. Up to 2.5 million Americans suffer with SEID, but they've been misdiagnosed or even dismissed from treatment until now. Limitations on sugar consumption may be included for the first time in the dietary guideline issued by the government this year. The advisory committee will release a report in the coming weeks with the new recommendations. The revision may also downplay long-standing cholesterol risks and put less emphasis on lean meat eating. The guidelines serve as a basis for nutrition facts on food packaging and are also used as a standard for school lunches. New guidelines are coming every 5 years. Now back to Ashton with entertainment.
The Daily Show's Jon Stewart says he will step down after being anchor for more than 16 years. He announced his plans during a taping of the program on Tuesday. Stewart told his audience he is still working out the details of his departure. His contract with Comedy Central ends in September. CSUN students say they are surprised and disappointed he is leaving the show.
I know that a lot of college students get their news from Jon Stewart, and that's a shame that he's stepping down because I liked his liberal viewpoints, and I would like to see his show continue.
I'm surprised because I've seen the show a couple of times. Pretty good.
But I guess we need to find out more to see what's actually going to happen.
Comedy Central did not elaborate on the future of the show, but says it will continue for years to come. NBC Nightly News anchor Brian Williams has been suspended for 6 months without pay. This comes after Williams admitted to exaggerating stories from an Iraq war mission in 2003. NBC's investigative unit is also continuing to fact-check Williams' past reports. Until last week, Williams was the single most popular news anchor in the United States, reaching about 10 million viewers a night. Williams fill-in Lester Holt will continue to substitute anchor the nightly news. That's all for entertainment news.
Thank you for watching Matador News. I am Brenda Cruz.
And I'm Teresa Barrientos.